stop what you're doing right now. This is not a drill. The whispers have turned into screams, and the firestorm surrounding J.D. Vance, Usha Vance, and Erika Kirk just detonated into full-blown chaos. After months of speculation, eerie silences, and suspicious public moments, Usha Vance has officially broken her silence, and what she allegedly said behind closed doors at a top-secret MAGA dinner will shake the conservative world to its core. We're talking leaked audio. We're talking screamed accusations. We're talking about a woman scorned fierce, calculated, and completely done being sidelined while her husband parades around stages with the grieving, glammed-up widow of Charlie Kirk. Sources close to the situation say Usha confronted Erika in front of major Republican power brokers, calling her a snake, a manipulator, and, quote, a disgrace to her husband's memory. But it didn't stop there because someone, allegedly, recorded the entire confrontation. And what Erika said in response? Oh my God, if even a fraction of it is true, Erika's entire conservative Barbie image is about to be shattered forever. This isn't just a scandal. This is an unraveling of a carefully manufactured political fantasy. Behind the glitz of Turning Point USA, behind the choreographed hugs and religious rebrands, is a cold-blooded betrayal that could derail J.D. Vance's 2028 presidential bid before it even begins, and Usha Vance is making damn sure of it. Buckle up. Because this ride is about to get violently messy. And trust me, you won't believe who's leaking what next. It started with a whisper, just another shadowy rumor drifting through conservative circles. But what began as idle speculation has exploded into a full-blown war. And now, no one is safe. Not Erika Kirk, not J.D. Vance, and definitely not the facade they've built together in front of America. Because now Usha Vance has entered the chat, and she's not pulling punches, according to sources who were inside the ultra-exclusive MAGA dinner last weekend, an event so secretive that even some elected officials were reportedly barred from entry. Usha Vance went full scorched earth on Erika Kirk. We're talking red-faced, no holds barred, glass of red wine shaking and hand rage. She didn't wait for dessert. She didn't even wait for JD to finish his performative grace. No, Usha stood up, locked eyes with Erika from across the candlelit table, and dropped a bomb that has political operatives scrambling to do damage control. You think I don't see what this is? Usha allegedly spat. You think hiding behind Charlie's coffin gives you permission to throw yourself at my husband? The room froze. Someone gasped. And someone we now know was an aide to a Turning Point USA board member hit record on their phone. Yes, there's a leaked audio file circulating in closed circles. It hasn't gone public yet, but insiders who've heard the clip are calling it career-ending, nuclear, and pure fire, when GOP strategist allegedly burst into tears listening to it. And what did it capture? Usha dragging Erika Kirk like a queen reclaiming her throne. You've been circling my marriage since Charlie's body was still warm. Usha seeds in the clip, according to a source who transcribed it. Don't think I didn't see the way you looked at JD on that stage. You knew what you were doing. JD, according to this source, tried to de-escalate, fumbling, stammering, trying to reach for Usha's hand. But she snatched it away in front of everybody. Then she turned her attention right to him. You think they'll vote for you if I'm standing next to you, right? That's what this is about. You think she's your political accessory, a Stepford wife with Jesus quotes and tear-streaked mascara. You think that'll get you to the White House? Dead silence. Forks down. Some people say even Mike Lindell looked like he wanted to crawl under the table. But the moment Erika finally responded, that's what took it from explosive to apocalyptic. I'm not trying to take your place, she allegedly whispered, voice shaking. But maybe America needs someone beside JD who believes what he believes. Boom, right there, coded, ruthless, and soaked in passive-aggressive power play. Erika didn't deny it. She justified it. In front of everyone. And JD? He didn't say a word. That was the moment everything shifted. Because even though the public doesn't know it yet, the MAGA elite do. That dinner wasn't just a dinner. It was a test. a screen test for the new Republican power couple. And Erika came dressed for the audition, hair blown out, navy sheath dress, red bottom heels. And JD, he brought his wife as a formality, but Usha knew. Oh, she knew because, let's be honest, she's been watching this play out for months. It started with subtle shade, right? The turning point stage hug that lasted too long. Erika clutching JD's neck like she was marking territory. JD leaning in, letting her. Then the press photos, the podcast interviews, the viral clips where JD called Usha spiritually distant in front of 10,000 evangelical voters. It wasn't just rude. It was strategic. And Usha isn't stupid. She's got more degrees than half of Congress combined. She's worked in Silicon Valley, survived Yale Law, mastered elite conservative society, and now they're trying to replace her with a grieving widow in Kristen Dior? Not today. And what's even more sinister, there are rumors, deep, dark, bone-chilling rumors that MAGA insiders encouraged the dinner blow up, that they wanted Usha to crack, that Erika was coached on what to say. Because if Usha looks like the angry brown woman, then suddenly Erika becomes the sympathetic white Christian underdog. Just a poor widow trying to honor her husband's legacy. Only, it backfired. Usha didn't look irrational. She looked betrayed, poised, furious but controlled. The kind of woman who's been planning her countermove for months. Because here's what they didn't count on. Usha didn't walk out of that dinner crying. She walked out with her head held high and a lawyer's precision in her eyes. That's right. She's lawyered up. According to an insider close to her former law firm, Usha has already begun compiling what they're calling nuclear documentation, screenshots, voice notes, financial records, phone logs, campaign expenses tied to Erika's travel, even correspondence between Turning Point execs and JD's chief of staff. And from what this insider leaked, there's one folder labeled Kirk Optics. You don't label something optics unless there's a plan behind it. A script, a rollout. This wasn't an affair. It was a rollout. A full-blown conservative rebrand. JD Vance is being positioned as the golden boy of MAGA 2.0, and Erika Kirk is being marketed as the ideal woman to stand beside him. A patriot Barbie with a tragic past and a future in politics. The evangelical base loves her. The donors adore her. The influencers repost her Bible quotes and cry emojis. But Usha, she knows the truth. She knows that behind the carefully curated widowhood, Erika Kirk is playing chess. And what's worse is letting her, because he thinks it'll get him elected. But what JD forgot is that the moment you sacrifice your own family for ambition, the fall gets real ugly. And Usha, she's about to drag him down every step of the way, because after the dinner, after the confrontation, after the silence settled in, someone leaked a second audio clip, and in this one, Usha isn't talking. JD is, and what he says changes everything. The second audio leak hit the political underground like a nuclear warhead. No warning. No context. Just 32 seconds of JD Vance's voice tired, low, almost rehearsed speaking in hushed tones about Erika Kirk, Usha, and what needs to be done if the campaign is going to work. She's not the image, JD says in the clip. I love her, obviously, but she makes them uncomfortable. You know that the word image echoed like a bullet ricocheting across Twitter within hours. And just like that, the MAGA base that once saw JD Vance as a proud family man began dissecting every inch of his marriage like it was a political liability. She makes them uncomfortable. Who? JD? Your wife? The mother of your children? Or is that code for, she doesn't fit the white evangelical mold that MAGA's trying to stuff down America's throat? Because, let's be honest, Usha's sin was never disloyalty. It was being herself. A brown-skinned, Yale-educated, Hindu-born American woman who didn't fake tears on cue or wrap herself in the flag just to look palatable. And now, she's being pushed aside for Erika Kirk, woman who knows exactly what to say, when to cry, and how to rap an entire nation around her finger using nothing but grief and God. But here's where it gets darker, the leak didn't come from USAJ. It didn't even come from her legal team. It came from inside JD's own campaign. Multiple sources now confirm that at least one of JD's senior aides is feeding intel directly to Usha's camp. Screenshots, strategy memos, donor lists, and most importantly, the Faith and Optics document. Let's talk about that. Faith and Optics is a 14-page internal strategy file marked confidential and allegedly circulated among JD's top campaign advisors back in July, just weeks after Charlie Kirk's death. And while it reads like political jargon on the surface, the subtext is chilling. Phrases like recalibrate domestic narrative for traditional base alignment, evaluate spousal resonance with white evangelical demographic, develop secondary surrogate strategy. See Erika Kirk, not a typo, a strategy. It wasn't about grief. It wasn't about friendship. It was optics, cold, calculated, ruthless. JD Vance didn't just fall into Erika's orbit. He was advised to bring her in, to position her beside him. The hugs, the photo ops, the emotional tributes, they were rehearsed. They were focused. Group. One insider even claimed that JD's media consultant referred to Erika as the blonde bump. Translation? The wholesome, Christian, all-American image boost they believed Usha could never deliver. And when Usha found out, she didn't scream. She didn't cry. She got to work. The legal team she's quietly assembled isn't just for divorce proceedings, it's a political war room. They've brought on digital forensics experts, opposition researchers, and even a former PR pitbull from the Bush administration. Usha is building a machine, one designed not just to protect her name, but to destroy the narrative. And people are scared because you can't script grief. You can't manufacture heartbreak. And you definitely can't erase the fact that Usha stood by Erika's side when Charlie died. JD may be cozying up to the MAGA machine, but Usha was the one holding Erika's hand as she broke the news to her kids. Now, that same woman is being erased in real time, but social media isn't buying it. The backlash has been feral. #JusticeForUsha began trending within hours of the leak. TikTokers are dissecting old clips of JD and Usha, comparing them to his onstage chemistry with Erika. One video, captioned "The Rebrand of JD Vance," has over 4 million views, cutting between Usha's quiet strength and Erika's dramatic stage tears. And then came the ultimate twist: a burner account. An anonymous Twitter account, created 2 days after the MAGA dinner, posted a thread late last night with the caption, "Let's talk about Erika Kirk." The first tweet? A photo, grainy, taken from a balcony, but clearly showing Erika Kirk having what appears to be a secret meeting with Tucker Carlson at a hotel bar in DC 3 days before the MAGA dinner meltdown. What were they talking about? No one knows for sure, but the thread goes on to list timelines, flights, hotel reservations, all linking Erika to key conservative figures behind JD's campaign. She wasn't just mourning Charlie, she was building alliances. And the burner account hints that her relationship with Tucker goes way back, like 2021 Turning Point donor retreat, late night wine on the terrace. You'll go far, kid kind of back. Suddenly, the narrative flipped again. Because if Erika's rise to conservative stardom is built on grief, then what happens if the grief was always just a gateway, a ladder? And now, even Trump's inner circle is starting to get nervous. They backed JD hard in 2024. They saw him as the next-gen MAGA champion. But the personal drama? The leaks? The very public unraveling of his marriage? It's making him look unstable, unreliable, and in Trump's world, that's the kiss of death. But Erika? She's not sweating. Not even close, because right after the dinner drama leaked, Erika doubled down. She posted a video, sunlight filtering through a window, soft gospel music playing in the background. She looked straight into the camera and said, "I believe in redemption. I believe in second chances. And I believe God brings people into our lives for a reason." Fans lost their minds. MAGA moms reposted the clip with amend captions. Influencers called it the most powerful thing since Melania's RNC speech. And deep down, you just know Erika knew exactly how it would land, but what she didn't expect. Usha isn't done. Because sources now confirm that Usha has her own video in the works. And not just a statement, a full sit-down interview with a journalist and receipts. She's been quiet for too long, letting the whispers grow into headlines, letting the world pick sides. But she's coming out swinging, and the preview that leaked this morning? Let's just say, Erika's name gets mentioned 7 times in the first 30 seconds. This isn't a love triangle anymore. It's a political battlefield. And someone's about to get obliterated. They told her to stay silent, to smile, to let the storm pass. But Usha Vance didn't just break her silence, she shattered it into 1,000 razor-sharp pieces. And every single one was aimed straight at Erika Kirk, J.D. Vance, and the MAGA, a power structure that tried to erase her. The sit-down interview dropped at 7:00 a.m. on the dot. No teasers, no warning, just a tweet from a verified account with 3 words. Let's talk truth. The video opened with no music, just Usha's center frame, hair pulled back, black blouse, face calm, voice like steel dipped in fire. Voice like steel dipped in fire. I was loyal. She began. I was supportive. I stayed out of the spotlight. I raised our kids while he chased votes. I gave up my career, my privacy, and my peace of mind. And still, I wasn't enough. Double quotes boom. Within minutes, the internet combusted. The full interview ran 38 minutes. But the part that detonated every group chat, news channel, and Telegram thread? Minute 14, that's when Usha pulled out her receipts, literal ones, a folder of documentation, held in her lap. She opened it, calmly flipped through the pages, and said, "These are Venmo transactions from Erika Kirk to a senior campaign aide of my husband. Payments labeled as consulting, dated just 2 weeks after my husband announced his exploratory committee." The implication? Erika Kirk wasn't just a grieving widow. She was funneling money to help engineer J.D. Vance's rebrand. Before anyone even knew he was running. And then Usha leaned in. She wanted Charlie's legacy. She wanted my husband's platform. And she was willing to exploit both to get it. The silence that followed was deafening. You could hear a pin drop. You could almost feel Erika's Instagram page imploding in real time, but Usha wasn't done because she went on to reveal what she called the Erika files, a private archive of screenshots, emails, and leaked voice memos collected by concerned insiders. Everything from flirty texts to long-winded emails where Erika allegedly referred to herself as the MAGA Jacqueline Kennedy. You heard that right. She didn't just want power. She wanted the presidency. And she planned to get there through JD. But the real dagger? The voicemail. At the 22-minute mark, Usha played a recording. Low quality, muffled, but clearly Erika's voice. In it, she says he's not happy. She doesn't understand what he needs. I think once the campaign kicks off, things will shift. People will expect a certain image. That word again, image. And that was the moment everything fell apart. Within hours, Erika Kirk's team deleted her latest faith and grief video. Comments were locked on her Instagram. Turning Point USA disabled all replies on her official threads. And rumors began swirling that at least 2 major donors had pulled their support for JD's campaign. But if you thought Erika was going to go quietly, think again. By 2 p.m., a counter-interview dropped, this time hosted by a conservative YouTuber with a history of MAGA worship and zero fact-checking. Erika sat there with her hair curled into soft waves, fake tears in her eyes, and a Bible placed strategically on the coffee table. "I never wanted any of this," she whispered. "I just wanted to honor my husband's legacy. I didn't ask for attention. I didn't ask to be dragged into politics." Theatrics aside, she then accused Usha of being deeply jealous and uncomfortable with JD's faith journey. That last part? An absolute landmine, because MAGA Twitter took it and ran within an hour. Hashtags like #ChristianWife and #spiritual warfare started trending, casting Usha as the villain, a foreign-born outsider trying to sabotage a God-fearing patriot's destiny. But it didn't last. Because just as Erika tried to ride the sympathy wave, a third leak hit the web. One that no one, not even Usha, saw coming. This time, it wasn't a voice memo or screenshot. It was video, grainy, taken through a hotel window. Clearly shot by someone staking out the venue, J.D. Vance and Erika Kirk, leaving a room together, late at night. Hair tousled, clothes rumpled, him holding her hand just a little too long, her looking up at him like she was already First Lady. And that's when the conservative base cracked in half, because all this time, J.D. had been spinning the narrative. My marriage is sacred. My wife is my rock. But now, he looked like a man who'd been lying through his teeth, and the responses were brutal. MAGA influencers started deleting old endorsements. Evangelical leaders went dark. One prominent pastor tweeted, "If J.D. Vance is cheating on his wife, his campaign is spiritually illegitimate." Meanwhile, Erika Kirk trended for all the wrong reasons. Again, hashtag Erika exposed, hashtag Kirkgate, hashtag MAGAHOMEWRECK, and through it all, Usha remained silent because she didn't need to say another word. She'd already won. But the final blow came not from Usha, not from Erika, and not from the media. It came from Charlie Kirk's mother. In a stunning turn of events, she posted a cryptic message on Facebook, her first public comment since her son's passing. "Grief is not a ladder to power. My son believed in loyalty. That's all I'll say." Boom, mic drop. And social media lit up. Even the staunchest MAGA loyalists couldn't spin that. Because when Charlie Kirk's own mother throws shade at the woman using his memory to claw her way into the White House, game over. And J.D., he's reportedly been holed up in a private compound since the video dropped. His team is in full meltdown mode, scrambling to stop the hemorrhaging, begging donors not to walk, trying to pretend like everything's fine, but it's not, because the one woman he underestimated diminished. And dishonored is now the one woman who burned his campaign to the ground with nothing but receipts and dignity. Usha Vance didn't just reclaim her name, she dismantled the entire lie. And now, Erika's glowing widow act is in shambles. JD's Jesus-loving golden boy image is shattered, and MAGA? They're left with the ashes. And if you're sitting there with your jaw still on the floor, same. Because this isn't just gossip. It's the unraveling of a political machine, and it's happening in real time. But here's the thing. This is only the beginning. There are still whispers about a secret pact tied to Erika's image enhancement campaign. There are reports that JD's team is prepping a counteroffensive interview with a major evangelical network. And the biggest bombshell? Insiders are saying Usha Vance might actually be preparing her own political move. So if you thought this was just about a marriage, you're not ready for what's coming next. You need to subscribe right now, because the next leak, the next meltdown, the next betrayal, it's going to drop without warning. And you already know by the time mainstream media picks it up, it'll be sanitized, watered down, whitewashed. But here, we give it to you raw. No filters, no fluff. Just pure, uncut drama. So hit that like button if you're Team Usha. Drop a comment if you think Erika's days are numbered. And smash that subscribe button so you don't miss a single twist in the most scandalous political triangle America's ever seen.